All right, hopefully people can see me and hear me. Please let me know if you can. I'm watching the chat window. I'm hoping people can see me and hear me. Okay. Okay. So welcome everybody to this stream. I'm Ronald, the rules lawyer, and I have the exciting announcement of sharing with you that there's been a growing community on my Discord, largely because of the live Casters v Marshals events that we've been having, and a lot of the players there have been have been brought to Pathfinder 2E with a preference for it and liking its tactical aspects, and I thought it would be a good idea to come up with a way for people who have been gathering around this Discord to run and play Pathfinder together. So what we've come up with is I am calling it a QUASI-WESTMARCHES server, and to allow people to game master for the community. And I say, okay, first of all, what is a Westmarches? This is not actually a Westmarches. I just refer to that term to give context. But a traditional Westmarches server or campaign has a common area where a set of GMs make adventures that they run separately, but they plan together, placing it in a cohesive world. So it can be a relatively bare wilderness area around a central settlement, and the GMs can work together to create connections between the various adventures or even a meta plot. And why this format's become popular is that it allows players and GMs to not have to feel they have to commit to a long campaign or even a long set of interconnected sessions in order to play Pathfinder. This format allows a GM to announce, hey, I'm going to be running an adventure on this day, who wants to play? And then people sign up for it, they run the adventure, and then they report to the group of GMs what's happened. And it can be a different set of people dropping in each time a GM runs their location or adventure. And why this is not a actual Westmarches, and that what we have is the purpose of this is to facilitate all the GMs being able to run whatever adventures that they want. So I, for example, want to run the Abomination Vaults adventure path. Some others are most of the other GMs want to run one-shots, short adventures of their own that they've made. Someone wants to run adventures set in the Magic the Gathering setting in Ravnica. And what our central premise is that there's a central place, but the adventuring doesn't happen in the central place. It gives them access to a set of hubs that they walk through to the adventuring location where the GM has set their adventure. And some of those gates can go to various parts of Golarion. And then after the adventure, they come back to this central hub. And so there's been the way that this is like a Westmarches is that when you make your character that starts at level 1, and your character can be brought from one adventure to another. So once you're done with one adventure, you can bring it to another GM's adventure. And so there's a consistent stable of adventurers, of characters. You can have more than one character. And so that's the overall gist. And there's been this idea brought by Evil Sean on our server of it being a company that contracts with people across the plains to hire adventurers from this central place. And that would explain why we have this kind of uniform way in which people gain gold and treasure that we'll probably go into during this chat. So that's the overall idea. And so for anyone who's interested in this, who wants to be a player or a game master, who wants to play Pathfinder 2nd Edition, who've been attracted to my videos and the focus on appreciating Pathfinder 2e and its strategy and its tactics, then I think that this is a good place to find games. So in the video description, you'll find the link to the Discord, the Rules Lawyer Discord, and you'll want to join that. And then in the welcome thread, say that you want to join this campaign, and then we'll make sure to add you to the roll so that you get announcements that are directed to those who are participating in this. So I am now looking at the chat to see what questions people have. Okay. I'm being seen, here, heard, and felt. Okay. Okay. There's a lot of discussion that's been happening, a lot of serious thought into making this satisfying system for people to play and GM in. There's been disagreements, but everyone's been very wanting to make this something that succeeds, and so I've been very happy about that. Someone has asked if this is basically like PFS. It's comparable to PFS in that you make a character that you can take from one adventure to another. However, it doesn't have PFS's centrally planned set of adventures. All of the adventures that are done in PFS have to be PFS sanctioned, and they're done by a various set of independent authors who are all working under an overall plan. And there are meta arcs and storylines, and there's also a system of meta rewards and ways to deal with deaths and all that stuff that we're actually borrowing some elements from. But we are our first priority, our overall goals were how do we get people in the Rules Lawyer community to play PF2 together, and to give priority to the GMs who make games happen, to give priority and space to GMs to run what they'd like to run, and to make it as flexible a structure as possible for that. Okay. Fierce Flame, welcome. If you're new to PF2, I've as you can probably tell from my videos, I have a particular passion for GMing for people who are new to the system. So I'm happy to see you're here. Okay. Okay. I don't think this will be a long chat. Okay, what are the limitations to character creation? This question is from Jerome Mitchell. Which variant rules, if any? Okay. The design document that's linked to in this live chat description will give you a lot of answers to your questions. But the bottom line is that we are going to be using Path Builder so that it's easy to send the finished characters to our GM's council and share it with the GMs so that they can import it into their... many will be using Foundry, not all, as far as I'm aware. And then level 1, standard wealth, and you can... Oh, we'll be using the free archetype variant and no other variants. Oh, and common options only, except that you can have what we're calling unlocks. You have 2 unlocks at character creation of uncommon options. So there are some ancestries like Kobold or other things from the Advanced Player's Guide that are uncommon. If you want to be one of those ancestries, that will cost one of your unlocks. Everything that's uncommon in the Guns and Gears book is one unlock. So you can be an inventor using clockwork gear and making crafting gear in that book, and that costs you only one unlock. Another type of unlock is being from a region. So you can say you come from a particular part of the world where various classes, various languages are common, and that is one unlock as well. Yes. Paul Fussell says they wish that they could play, not just GM. Hopefully this will be a place for you. And I think of the people we've been talking to about setting this up, like 50-50 of the people, like half the people are interested in GMing. It probably shouldn't be surprising that people around the Rules Lawyer Discord, there's a predominance of GMs, at least compared to the overall population. So you should be able to find a place here. Yes, and we have this way to deal with wealth that is, on the one hand, when you your XP is earned from hours played, and it takes about 12 hours to get to the next level of play, and we're coming up with a system for GMs to report, to give a standard report to our whoever's running our information, centralizing our information. And together with that XP you would earn, you would also get a standard amount of gold that's proportional to what you would get on the chart in the core rulebook for how much starting wealth, the lump sum a character gets that if they were to be created at a certain level. At the same time, there's allowance for, let's say, level 1 characters. By this system, a level 1 character is supposed to have about 15 gold, and then a level 2 character is supposed to have 30 gold. So it sounds like you're accumulating gold at an extremely low rate if over the course of level 1 you're only getting 15 gold to spend on stuff. There's an exception, however, in that if a GM's adventure has, say, a +1 sword in it, then the characters can actually, there can be, one of the characters can claim it, and we had a whole back and forth among ourselves about how to make sure things still stay balanced after they claim such a sword, and I think we've come to a solution. Do we have set session times and lengths? This is the GM empowerment campaign. We want the GMs to set those times, and we're going to have a place that where they'll be announcing and giving a standard set of information about what adventure they're running, what time it will be, of course. And we already have on our server people from all over the world, including Australia, so there's going to be a lot of time zones that are hopefully accommodated. Would it also include rules for downtime, like Pathfinder Society does? In an early draft, I had downtime rules for adapted from Pathfinder Society, though there was a concern that it essentially is a way to gain wealth beyond what is normally expected, and also given the fact that it's relatively a small amount of wealth, it would have a kind of a minor effect on your ability to have items. It just seemed like too much headache for not enough reward for the work that it would require. The people running this system will be putting in, and they're going to be asked to put in a lot already. So currently it's not in the cards, but if we think we can accommodate it after some period of time, we could revisit it. But we were concerned about workload for those who are tracking the system, and we also don't know how many people will be participating yet. It could be 10 players, it could be 80 players, and that will be a very different situation. Okay, great. So I see our attendance has increased over the time. This will not be a long chat, and I noticed after I posted mine that Knights of Last Call, that Devin has a chat at the same time to talk RPGs, and so, you know, a shout out to him, and people should definitely join that once we're done. For those who weren't here at the very beginning, yes, we're going to have a quote-unquote Westmarches server, but all the adventures are behind a set of gates so that GMs can run their adventures in any campaign setting that they wish. And this does not, we're not saying no forever to the idea of having adventures in a common area, say a wilderness around the hub of gates. But it's at this stage, it would be premature. Maybe people will be inspired in the future, some GMs or some players, to have something more, have more connections between the adventures. But as of now, we want to kind of just get things started and get some games going. Okay. What about in Inventors' chains of feats? They do have abilities to change around some of their feats. I think that it's good question, very good question. I think that things that normally take a day or a week, I think there'd be no problem with them making that change between adventure sessions. We have talked about what about retraining feats and skill increases, and we have said that in our current proposal, that when you level up, that you get to make one such change at that time. So yeah, the Discord is where to go, and we'll be if I don't answer your questions here, we are constantly, every day, having conversations about this, and we can answer your questions there. So I personally want to run the Abomination Vaults, and I think we have about 6 GMs possibly who want to run something. And I'm gonna say this now. People should look at the design document, and I think people should start. I'm going to create a thread. Me or Goodshawn will create a dedicated thread for people to post their Path Builder characters that they've made that are level 1. So let's get that rolling. One thing that's not in the design doc yet, which will be added, is there is going to be a cap on how much you can spend each level on consumable items. Trayvon Terry, welcome to the Discord. I see you just joined. Yeah. Fierce Flame says it sounds really cool. I'm excited for this. Will there be an application process in place? No. There's I think for some GMs, namely me, just because this is around my YouTube channel, there could be more people who want to join in. I might have to ask people to message me, I suppose. But I'm probably going to have a rotating cast. I'm probably going to have a working rotating waiting list for my own campaign. A good problem to have, I suppose. But I imagine that all the other GMs, they'll be happy to take players. And everything will be level 1, of course, at the beginning. We've also come up with a wonky system to accommodate mixed level parties, because when some people start to be level 2, what about the level 1 characters? And we've come up with a system for that, in which there's kind of a inherent catch-up mechanism for the lower level characters to gain more XP, but the level 2 characters would be getting first pick probably of treasure. So we've been thinking a lot about, how to keep it balanced and fun. Okay. All right, I'll wait another couple minutes to see if there are more questions. And of course, if you don't get your question answered, we'll be at the Discord. So I assume everyone's having no problem accessing the design document as well. Let me see how that's looking on my end. I can show some of it too while we're on the stream. Okay. So, is there anything to point out? Free archetype variant, two uncommon unlocks. We ask that all GMs expect that people will drop in and drop out. There's a little section of parameters for GMs who make an adventure. There is our chart here. And, other GMs should know I've thought of another word for entitlement. I've thought of either claim or guarantee. That those would be some better words we could use. And they would be earning XP, 1 XP per hour of play. At 12 XP, they become level 2. And then they're earning 1.5 XP per hour. And then at level 3, they're earning 2 XP per hour. And when you have a mixed level party, the average level is determined through this overly complicated but faithful to the rules math formula, and then that determines how much XP is rewarded. And they're also getting an inherent increase to their wealth. And again, you can have more than one character. We've come up with a solution for death. You're going to be doing community service for several hours, not earning XP and gold, but you don't have to start at level 1 again if your character dies due to the system. There's an optional Iron Man mode with different modes, different Iron Man options for your masochistic pleasure. And you can shop for all common and uncommon items, so don't worry about an item being an unlock at character creation, because you can buy it. Okay. Oh yeah, the proposed karma system. This will be a system to kind of get people that we think that will incentivize everyone to do their best, and where GMs earn karma, and GMs can award karma to players, and players can vote on awarding karma, and this can be used for various meta rewards, such as a free resurrection, or increasing the degree of success of a roll by 1. The Knights of Last Call variant of hero points, basically. Okay. So, and the active GMs will be, membership of which is informal, would be resolving disputes and possibly reversing, using their godlike powers to reverse unfortunate events like total party kills, if it makes sense. Yeah, we thought a lot about the system too. What about more roleplay heavy adventures being GM'd next to more deadly adventures? They both give the exact same XP, and we had this uniform XP system because we wanted to avoid. Okay, I run an after-school middle school program, and when I was giving XP based on creatures defeated, I got a lot of GM reports that were full of, they defeated this, they defeated that. Look at all the fights that we had, and it also gave more XP to the GM, and that was not a good system. It just kind of inherently made everything have to be fight heavy for XP. And so we wanted to have the uniform XP system for time so that people who wanted to slow down or have more investigation or more RP could relax and still run their adventures the way they want. At the same time, there's still an inherent way that a GM who wants to have something deadlier can give an inherent incentive for people to join their deadlier campaign, in which there could be fat loot, great loot in their adventure. They might find that +1 striking sword at level 3 after they defeated something. So there's still room for that. So we don't have strict rules, telling GMs they have to be, giving this much treasure if your adventure's this difficulty. We're just kind of work on an honor system, and the Council of Active GMs will weigh in when necessary. Okay, there's some messages I missed. Oh yeah, absolutely new players can join. That's why I'm having this chat. People have never played, absolutely. And yes, don't worry about that. Maybe post that you're brand new to PF2 so that GMs know. I think it would be fair for a GM to be like, okay, like... Anyway, I like having brand new players. Actually, I think I would give them priority in my adventure. And we don't have any hard or fast rules for things, so we'll just see. We'll be making this up as we go along, but I think we have a good group of people that are, bring up disagreements among themselves respectfully, and that all believe in the common goal of making this fun. Hello, is it Dawn Domble? Is that your name, Dawn? Domble Builds made my every +1 matters animation. Yes, yeah. What? Derek mentioned me? Derek from Night to Last Call? Oh, you're on 2 streams at once. Okay. Now I don't want to cut into his time slot. I accidentally double booked here. I made my stream the same time as his. Okay. Dom as in Dominic. Okay. All right, my m and n work. I was having trouble distinguishing them. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave 1 more minute for questions. And if there's no other questions, I'm going to log off. But yeah, I mean, over at the Discord, join us and become a member. And then in the welcome thread, say you want to join this campaign, and we will connect you and give you the... Oh, and you'll see obviously that there are text channels for the Westmarches campaign. That was our working title, but we realize saying Westmarches is going to be confusing for the future because it's not a true Westmarches. But you'll find the threads when you get there. You're welcome, John. I see your comment. Thanking for the videos. Oh, Knights of Last Call Discord wants to have a Westmarches too. All right. Maybe our meta plot is to have a war between the Westmarches. Anyway, I'm being facetious. But they might have a true Westmarches. Who knows? I don't know. Okay, I've not seen more questions about the this campaign and how it works, so I'm assuming we're kind of done with the substance of that. Yeah, you're welcome, Fred. He's excited about this idea too. So yeah, this explains why I don't have a prepared video this week. I apologize for that, but I realized by Friday or so that there's a lot to work out about this and conversations to have, and so I prioritized that. And I think we're in the phase now. We now have the skeleton, and we're in the phase of people now should submit their characters as we work out some more rules about the campaign. But I think people should start submitting their characters, and also GMs should maybe not schedule things per se, but talk about their adventure ideas, what they want to run. So I'll perhaps make a thread about that too. War between servers. Lawyers versus knights. Oh, their conversation about this started today? This is crazy. The same hour. Quick, make 1 hour per experience level. Knights versus barristers. Okay. Well, great minds think alike, I suppose. And okay, I think we're done answering questions. I think we're done. I don't want to take any more traffic away from him. So everyone, go over to Knights the Last Call. I will see you in the server. Join the Discord server and join us. Okay, thank you.